Jai Hind everyone, I am Cadet Anya Swami and today we are going to be covering a very interesting topic, that is the Indo Pak War of 1971. हम डिटेल में देखेंगे what all was happening, क्या हुआ, and also from the technical perspective what all was happening. From the defense point of view we are going to talk about that today. So let's start. We have introduction में if we talk about the Indo Pak War of 1971 was brought about by the flawed inner dynamics of the Pakistani system of governance, where in the Bengalis of East Pakistan they were not dealt with according to the democratic norms. So basically this was after the time and at the point जब आपका today's present Bangladesh जो है that was known as East Pakistan and West Pakistan was where current Pakistan is, and they were not treating those Bengalis, the region of those Bengalis, ठीक है, जहाँ पे they were present, they were not dealt with according to the democratic norms और उनके ऊपर dictatorship, उनके ऊपर it was there and it was applied on them forcefully. They were supposed to follow whatever the East Pakistan and whatever the Pakistani government is asking them to. Even when the ballot gave them overwhelming majority, उन्होंने कहा कि हम ballot paper करेंगे, we will do elections, but even after that they refused their rights by the Pakistani government. ठीक है, Pakistani government refused उनके rights to थे, which led to later on after a lot of struggle, a lot of fights that happened, Mujibur Rahman declaring Bangladesh an independent country on 25th March 1971. This is a basic introduction in brief about what all happened. Now we are going to start in detail. Okay, so we are since talking about Navy, we are going to talk about naval operations. Okay, so how it all started, let's talk about that. The situation in the Arabian Sea was altogether different. The submarine, surface and air threats were higher. Q, Arabian Sea, again I am going to draw the peninsula. Okay, so now here we have our peninsular region. So now what is here? We have, idhar is our East Pakistan, so I am going to write that as EP. And here we have our West Pakistan of that time, that is, I am going to write this as WP. Okay, so we have East Pakistan and we have West Pakistan. Okay, अब क्या था? This is here we have the Arabian Sea. I am going to write short form so that it's ताकि you are able to make a mental picture कि चल क्या रहा था. We have the Arabian Sea here and we have this is AS. Hope it's clear, and then we have here I'm going to write B for Bay of Bengal. ठीक है, so now अब क्या चल रहा है? The naval operations in Arabian Sea वो कहता है altogether different क्यों थे? Why were the submarines, surface and air threats higher? Because West Pakistan is right over here. अब क्या चक्कर है? यहाँ से लेकिन immediately कुछ भी उनको जरूरत पड़े सेंड करने की, लेकिन immediately send that right over here. उनको it won't take them any time because they were already prepared for war. तो अब क्या चक्कर है? This area, यहाँ का जो surface threat है, यहाँ का जो इस particular coastal region पे जो भी surface threat है, जो submarine threat है, जो आपके air threats हैं, they were relatively higher than this other region, even though East Pakistan was on this side. ठीक है? Now and they were higher, and assessment of threats was also little confusing कि कब वो क्या चीज use करेंगे, what tactics they will use. That is a little confusing to understand at that point. So now it all started with the missile boat attack. The first missile boat attack on Karachi was launched from Saurashtra in Okha that we have talked about also in the last few videos. Along the coast was a success. So now this was basically a response attack. There was something that happened before it due to which we had to lead attack on Karachi from Saurashtra, and that was a missile boat attack. Okay. Now it sank Pakistani destroyer and coastal minesweeper, and they were not really anticipating any reverse attack or any attack from our side at that time. The Indian fleet planned its next attack for 8th and 9th December. To divert attention from the missile attack on Karachi, they had also planned a diversionary attack at Jiwani in the Makran coast. तो अब उन्होंने कहा कि अगर सिर्फ this was the tactics that was going on, अगर वो सिर्फ कराची पे अटैक करेंगे तो उनको लगेगा कि मतलब all the attention will be to protect that area. So they also had a diversionary attack on Jiwani ताकि they could also get confused कि कराची पे करेंगे अटैक या यहाँ पे अटैक करेंगे. So that was a little confusion from their intelligence as well. The bombardment group under the cruiser Mysore apprehended Pakistani merchant ship Madhumati south of Jiwani after she had transmitted an SOS to Karachi. ठीक है, so अब क्या हुआ? The cruiser. So now the Jiwani के coast के आसपास there was this merchant ship Madhumati Pakistan का, and now what was happening? What was happening was that now उसने So क्रूजर ने क्या किया, they sent a SOS call कि हमें यहाँ पे SOS क्या होता है, save our souls. So they sent an SOS call कि we need help here, and this was which ship? This was a merchant ship Madhumati, and this was under the cruiser Mysore. So bombardment किसने करी थी? Cruiser Mysore. We have covered in one of the videos the various cruisers, destroyers, whatever we have in India, and whatever comes under the Indian establishments, उसमें we have this. After Madhumati was boarded, FOCWF called off the gun bombardment of Jawari, as SOS was good enough to distract for the missile boats to go through attacking Karachi. So basically, थोड़ा सा अगर मैं इसको explain करने की कोशिश करूँ, we had सबसे पहले how it started was the bombardment group of the cruiser Mysore जो है they sent and they bombarded आपको Madhumati को उन्होंने ऐसे bombard किया that it was not completely destroyed, so they sent an SOS call to Karachi. So now Karachi base was what Karachi base was again उनका भी यही job है that they have to look after अगर if there is any ship under merchant को चाहे वो उनका defense ship को, they have to look after कि if there is a ship at SOS, if there is a ship that is calling giving a distress call, they have to help them out. So now what was happened was that after Madhumati was boarded off in their western wala area of Pakistan, and now इसकी वजह से there was a distraction that was there in the Karachi region. क्यों? ताकि these people could India could plan a missile boat attack on Pakistan in Karachi. ठीक है? Now we have next it talks about once again this second strike was successful. So एक तो पहली strike हो गई, then this second strike, दो बारी this happened, and a missile set Karachi fuel storage tanks aflame. So basically fuel storage is very important because आपका कोई भी ship है, कोई भी vessel in sea, it needs to have fuel. So it set that aflame, which was why again बहुत ज़्यादा loss हुआ to Pakistan. Then another hit Dhaka. The Pakistani Navy's tanker at the anchorage. These two missile attacks on Karachi achieved Western fleet dominance on the sea approaches to Karachi. Now Karachi was क्योंकि इतना ज़्यादा destruction हो गई, so that gave India an upper hand on the western side. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the sinking of INS Kukri. This is what India did to them, and now we're talking about हमारे साथ क्या हुआ उस particular area में. A submarine was reliably detected off Bombay on 8th December. 2 frigates. ठीक है, अब क्या हुआ कि now there was a submarine that was detected in the Bombay coast. तो Bombay के आसपास एक submarine हमने detect करी. So on 8th December what happened was we had कि now on 8th December अब हमने अपनी तरफ से क्या रोल लिया था. We sent 2 frigates, INS Kukri and INS Kirpan. They were sent and they sailed from Bombay to flush the submarine away from the Saurashtra coast where the ships were assembling for the next missile attack. First missile attack के बाद की बात हो रही है. On the evening of 9th December, we have the Pakistani submarine Hangor, that was the name. It successfully torpedoed and sank INS Kukri, which was again a blow for us too because हमारी whenever there is any sort of destruction to our vessels or aircrafts or anything, that is a very big blow for us as well. So that is what it's trying to explain here. A sustained anti-submarine operation over the next 4 days was unable to prevent the Hangor's return to Karachi. The Hangor ने, which was a submarine, वो अपना INS Kukri को उसने he torpedoed it, and that is why Kukri sank. Which is, and even after India ने फिर भी it led its what it's called operations, and still अब now they were running anti-submarine operations ताकि Hangor वापस ना पहुंच पाए. ठीक है, but still it was unable to prevent that from happening. Next we move on to the naval operations in Bay of Bengal. So अभी तक we talked about इस वाले एरिया में क्या चल रहा है. Now we are going to talk about इस वाले एरिया में क्या चल रहा था. Now we have naval operations in the Bay of Bengal. Naval operations in the Bay of Bengal, there was no surface threat. Surface threat क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि जो सारे हमारे ships हैं वो तो इधर हैं, यहाँ से आएंगे. यहाँ पे तो already ईस्ट पाकिस्तान में नहीं है कुछ. So that is why उनका सारा surface threat मतलब surface का क्या मतलब होता है? Surface threat means आपका water level पर, water surface पर कोई threat नहीं था from ships or anything. We have at the very beginning of the war, the submarine threat vanished after Pakistani submarine Ghazi exploded in the entrance of Visakhapatnam harbour while laying mines. So it was trying to lay mines, लेकिन we were successfully able to. There was some process and procedure that was going on due to which submarine Ghazi exploded Pakistan. there was no air threat after Indian Air Force attacks grounded aircraft in East Pakistan East Pakistan. ठीक है, so अब वहाँ पे also from the Air Force point of view हमने Air Force ने क्या किया था उस टाइम पे, Air Force did what, it attacked the grounded aircrafts in East Pakistan. अब aircraft नहीं होंगे, उड़ेंगे कहाँ से? So that is what they were thinking and that was what was going on. Carrier-borne aircraft avoided attacking neutral merchant ships. So they did, because main thing was in war there is nothing against the people. It is just the militaries that are fighting, the two countries that are fighting. But in the end, we don't want, both of the sides do not want to lose any people. So the carrier-borne aircraft avoided attacking neutral merchant ships. Okay, they concentrated on immobilizing Pakistani vessels and damaged all airstrips which Pakistani forces in East Pakistan might use to escape the capture. Okay. Ships of Eastern Fleet enforced contraband control until tasked with amphibious landing out of escape routes into Burma. So basically again हमने ships भी वहाँ पे ले करिए कि अगर यहाँ से, because where is Burma? Burma is around here only, तो यहाँ से वो Burma ना चले जाए. So that is why we had Eastern Fleet ने enforce कर दिया था कि वहाँ पे ऐसा possible ही ना हो कि they can escape to Burma. Pakistan's forces in East laid down their arms after 13 days of war. So how long did it take? It took them laid down their arms after 13 days of war, and the new nation of Bangladesh came into being, and that was how this happened. Okay. Now we are moving on to what was the lesson learned during this war, during हमारा Indo Pak War of 1971. So now when did the war end? The war ended on 17th December when Pakistan accepted India's offer to cease fire. क्योंकि अब इतना destruction हमने उनको cause कर दिया था, not only in navy के aspect से, but even air force के aspect से. So that is why they surrendered to this. Okay, the next thing that we talk about is while Indian Navy gave a good account of itself following lessons were learned of India ने क्या learn किया, and there were actions also taken to address this. First is innovation and exercise. Innovation and exercise जब हम बात करते हैं, we talk about what does it mean. It means missile boat attacks carried out by the Indian Navy were towing them near the vicinity of target was a plus point of improvisation. तो क्योंकि आपको और innovative exercises निकालनी है for your ships so that you are able to go, जैसे इधर उन्होंने किया था, first they went, पहले फिर उन्होंने जिवानी में they made a diversionary attack and then again they were able to bombard कराची में twice, 2 missile boat attacks. So that is what it's talking about कि आपको innovative होना पड़ेगा अपनी exercises के साथ, ताकि अगर आप जब practice करते हुए ही innovative हो जाओगे, then even in actual day when it is required you will be able to prove yourself कि yes this can be possible और ऐसे कर सकते हैं in the best way possible. Next we have submarine. Submarine is a dangerous enemy. Okay. In a typical hydrological condition where it is difficult to detect, जैसे हम लोगों ने attack किया, we were not able to tell कि करेगा, so and requires attack from air, surface and underwater. तो submarine को हटाने के लिए भी तीनों जगह से attack चाहिए, air से, surface से, underwater से. Next we have missiles. Large caliber guns engaged between warships are not likely. तो मैं ये lesson मेरा कि guns जो ships पे है उनसे war नहीं है, that is not the future of wars. ठीक है, and anti-ship missiles will dominate the future. तो हम missiles use करेंगे ना कि हम guns use करें, large caliber guns use करें. ठीक है, so that was all about Indo Pak War. I hope you were able to find this topic interesting and you were able to understand the whole thing and the whole history of how and what was happening both on the East Coast and the West Coast. That is all for today's class. Thank you and Jai Hind.